Hey guys, TVPK here. Now today I'm doing a tutorial for all the new train builders out there on how to use holoclip. Um, now, sorry, I'm getting a call. Now this will only cover the basics. I will not be showing you how to add like models to it, so like hollow models. It's not gonna be anything like that. It's basically gonna show you how to like angle hollows, how to add more, and um, my friend had me download a bunch of My Little Pony stuff because he's a brony. I'm not a brony, but he is. I don't have any problem with bronies or any fandom at all. It's just I'm too lazy to uninstall them, and I play with my friend a lot, so got to keep them installed. Anyway, I'm gonna show you how to use holoclip. We're gonna use this SD40-2 as a base, and I turned off all the game audio just because, well, a lot of time I don't talk as loud as I really should be, so I just turned off the game audio so you guys can actually hear me. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to add body groups, how to angle hollow clips, how to add more lines of hollow, and show you how to like change material and stuff, all that stuff. So I have a base E2 that I always use. It was originally an ES44. That's what it looks like. And alright, this is going for a different loco I made, so hold on. I'm gonna have to should have prepared for this, but whatever. So while I'm actually getting the original E2, I want you guys to remember that I'm going to make a lot of mistakes in this. I'll say something and then that will turn out to not be true. Like maybe um I'll say, oh, this does that, and then it doesn't do that. So be aware that even though I am a professional, I still make mistakes. So yeah, here's a base E2 that I always use. It's a UPS44. Now, first thing you're going to want to do is actually change the model. So right now it's for a DD35A. So, fun fact, if you press F1 in an E2, you can actually open the E2. So first off, you're going to want to go to whatever model you're using. In this case, we're using the SD40-2, this one. I spawned another one. And you're going to right click and copy that to clipboard. Then see what it says car model. I will leave a link to a video where you can get this hollow. You can get this hollow code. Alright. So now it is properly set up. Now you can wire it to it. Now I recommend spawning the E2 outside of your locomotive because it'll make it a lot easier to, well, hollow clip it. And right, what's happening here is just, there we go. Sometimes you gotta reload the E2. So right now we just got a weird looking locomotive. So in the code, so see this one, I'll highlight it. This one will either be a -1 or just a 1. You do not need to change that at all. That will do nothing to your locomotive. But now you see where it says 44. That will increase and or decrease the height. So now if I update after putting in a different number, you can see that it changes the height. Now you can see the center, it has 2, that's the red. It has 2, so you can control up and down. So if I set this one to 60, it'll go right up against the top layer, and if I set this to like 55, that one will move up. So that's basically how you that's how you change the height. And sorry, my keyboard stops working every once in a while, even though I just put new batteries in it. Now to change the color, you'll see that right here it says stripe color. And to change the color, you got all the codes up here. So say if I change that to a 255, and I add like a 76 right there, and then add a 124 right there. That'll randomize that'll give the train a new color. Now we just got this extremely ugly locomotive. All right, so that's how you change the color. So now we're gonna get into the more stuff that'll actually get you good detail on your locomotive. So I'm gonna put this back together, get everything back together, because it'll be easier. Now I'm gonna show you how to angle stuff, and this is due to server lag. That's why it's doing all this stuff. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to create angles, basically. So maybe you want a line that's going up like that, and then you want another line that's going down like that. So this is where it sort of gets into the very advanced stuff. This is just what I just showed you right here is just the basic hollow clipping. This next stuff you can, if you get stressed out by a lot of numbers, like if I open this E2 and and just by looking at it you start getting stressed out. Well, sorry man, but you can't train build. Hold on, I just need to hold on. I don't even care that I didn't spell that right. Alright. And yes, that's my name. Far Cry 5 memes. That's, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to angle them. We are going to modify the center line. So what I'm going to do here is actually copy that line. And you can see that says holoclip number 2. You're going to want to change that to a 3 or basically just any number. And then you'll see this line that says holoclip enable. What you're going to want to do is just add another line right there. Just Control C to copy it, and there you go. So now it doesn't look like anything happened, but now there is a new line. So I'm going to set this to 0. Now if I remember correctly, I think this one will split in half. I literally just got home, haven't built a new train yet. But we're going to set this to surprisingly, 90 is not actually a full 90-degree angle. You're going to actually add an extra 0. Yep, exactly what I thought. This one will actually split the train in half. So, that's how you split the train. Now, if I change this to a negative, if I put a negative in front of it, you'll see that swap sides. That is how you swap sides. Now, if I set this to 90... It's hard to notice, but hold on. Keyboard. Oh, let me just. All right, now you can kind of notice that it is actually at a slight angle. So now I'm gonna set this to just a 3, and you'll notice a very big difference. As you can see, now it is at a bigger slant. And now, if you want to move it, you just type in numbers right there, and you'll see that now that's fully hollowed in. But if I change this to like a -10, you'll see that is moved. And this is where you gotta start getting precise. So say I want the tip of this triangle to be right at the nose point. This is where you gotta just put in smaller numbers and just basically find the correct number to put in, and there you go. So that in this case it was 20. Now let's say I want another line right here, also connecting. So we got basically a triangle right there. What you do then is you copy that. I just copy that line. It'll just make your life way easier. Put a 4 where that 3 was, or whatever you put, and then get another holoclip enable, and there you go. Now what you're going to want to do is set instead of a -3 or whatever you put, do a +3. So nothing's happening because that's at a negative. Yes, you may get. Okay, this is something else that I also wanted to happen, and that's what happens when things conflict with each other. it'll cause other E2s to disappear. That's when you gotta make sure your hollow code is correct. So I'm gonna set that to a 2 and just see what happens. Oh yeah. Okay, yep, here, remember I said I would be wrong about some things? Well, here's what I was wrong about. See, this is actually giving it a second clip right here. So that's actually how you single out other things. Yeah, I'm sorry that I got it wrong. I said I would be making mistakes in this to actually get the thing. This is how, okay, so I'm going to show you how you actually get new lines of code. So basically, you just got to copy that entire thing. Place it, and see how on here it goes to 0, 1, 2. Well, you got to set that to a 3. Now, if we do that, you can see that it actually hollows over because, well, this one is larger than the other one. So now we got that little triangle that we wanted. And that's how you modify the angle in that direction. Okay. So now what this line does, well, it will actually cut it in half in terms of this way. What we're going to be looking at next is when it's cut in half like that. So I'm going to remove this line since we won't really be needing it. And that'll just, yeah, whatever, I'm drunk. And I'm just going to remove that line so we just get the nice solid orange line. Okay. So, now we're going to use the bigger white top to show this off so you guys can see it easier. So we need that 60. Now, there are times when you're going to need to know when to actually give E2s their own line. To give the codes their own line. So we're just going to just put a 9,000 900 right there. Let's just keep that to 0. Oh no. But the thing, it's oh no, what's happening? Oh no, it's happening. Oh god, it's clipping. Yeah, you have to know when to give E2s their own lines of code, their own lines. Some things you can combine, some things you can't, but most of the time you just can't combine them. The main reason why I'm doing this video is just to show the new people how to use holoclip, because I know there's holoclip tutorials out there, but you know, they're not very descriptive on how to do it. I know Elfnet made a few videos, but he barely even describes how to do it, and you just can't see the code on his computer. He's got a very bad screen recorder. Probably shouldn't say that since I'm friends with him on Steam. Alright, anyway. So, damn it. Okay, we're going to add, after a few failures, we're going to add those lines again. Alright, so now we're here. Just update the E2. Alright. So we got our train. It's in good order. Now we're going to set this to a 9000. And as you can see, it'll split in half, and we don't get that clipping since this line is still doing its own thing. So, to angle them, basically you just set it to a lower number. The lower number it is, the bigger angle you'll get. So if I set that to a 0.1, we'll get a the angle is so big that you just can't see it. That's how big it is. But there is an angle there, and it is massive. So there's the angle. You could use this if you want to make a Canadian national or something. And you know, say you want to make AWVR 777, you would use that slant to make it. Even though there is already an E2 out there, public E2. It's just way more fun to build it yourself. So that's how you slant, and to move it, obviously you just put some numbers right in the code in the line that corresponds, and you'll see that that starts to move back the higher number I give it. And obviously, just to change the direction, you can either put a negative there, or you can put a negative there. And if you put a negative, it'll change the directions. Yeah, if you put a negative in on this, it'll change the direction of which way the slant will be going. So remember, 90 degrees is not a full right angle. From far away, oh yes, that is a full right angle. But let me just look at it, and you can see. So just add an extra 0, and you'll get that perfect 90-degree angle that you're looking for. So so let's just cut my train in half like that. So yay, I have a place where I could put a different color. I'm going to show you how to add another stripe color. So basically, you just got to copy this and just change the stripe, see the number after color to, well, whatever your number you want. And now let's take this one. Let's take the top E2. Change that. Always remember to change that number. And we are going to we're going to put this into a negative. And then you can see, oh look, it's all connected up again. What are you playing at? It's literally just it's just the same. You didn't do anything. Nothing happened. All that happened is that the other spot was filled in. Well, now if we change that to stripe color 4, and let's give this another wacky color. So 25, 56, 143. And there you go. You can now see that our train is just a clusterfuck of colors. But now you got two halves, and if you look very closely, they are conflicting. So whenever that happens, this is when you're going to want to actually start getting into. This is where things can get a bit more confusing. And you can see that if I lower the number, it gets farther away. This is where you're going to actually have to start getting into the point scale to get it exact and have it not fully conflicting. So we might have to set this to a 58.8, and there you go. It is not conflicting at all. Well, sort of. But yeah, that's also another thing with holoclip. You just got to get to the point scale. It could get very, very nerve-wracking and very stressful. The amount of times I had to just take breaks after making complicated hollows. I'll show you a few after I'm done with the tutorial, but it can get very stressful and nerve-wracking. Alright, so now I'm going to do the slant. Now you can see that little slant, it's conflicting, but it's conflicting. Oh no, I don't like that. Get it away, it's too spooky. And remember, some numbers you will also have to change to a negative. Gotcha. What you really need to do is actually, you need to change this one. Ignore the talking in the background. My sisters are way too fucking loud. Yeah, there's another mistake I made. But I think you guys understand how to, like, get things going. And that's basically the way to holoclip. Now I'm actually going to remove this line because there's one more thing in holoclipping that I need to show you. And basically, what if you want, you're like, okay, that's all good stuff, but I also want that to be singled out. I know you saw it before, but just in case you didn't catch it, I'm going to show you it again. Like, what if I just want this, like, two different colors on either side and have one color in the center? So we're gonna go down to here. I know I did this before. This happened on 4 on accident, but just in case you guys didn't see it or didn't catch it, just going to show you how to do it again. So we're going to copy the bottom line since that's the one that's actually being modified. And we are going to change that. We are going to add that. Nothing changed. We're going to change that to a positive. What's going on here is that the one's too bigger than the other, and there we go. Now we got that cone shape. So set that to a 15. You can see it actually gets rid of it because the number's too big. So put a negative in front of that, and you'll see it appears. Now I'm going to set that to a 1, and there you go. Now a negative 1, and what's going on here is that the clip is just too big. This is where the negative will not do you any good, because you want to actually see the holoclip and have both lines going in the other direction. I know that's what you want to happen. So this is where you just gotta start playing with the numbers. Set that to a -9 just so we can actually see what's going on. Yeah, this is where you're gonna want to start playing with the numbers. Just keep playing with the numbers, and eventually you'll get it. Some of this stuff I do want you to figure out on your own, so I may leave a cliffhanger on some of it. Alright, so I'm going to just get rid of these two lines so we can just get a fresh body, because now I'm going to show you how to add materials. And I do sometimes take lines of code from other E2s that, because I'm just lazy and stuff. So, in here, yeah. So, I'm gonna take a material from here, but this is what you gotta type in. You'll see it says when I spawned in. That's basically what you gotta type in, hollow material, and there you go. Or you could just copy it from another E2. And what this will do is it'll change the bottom to a solid material color, like that. Also, while I'm doing this, I'm also trying to think if I missed anything crucial. I can't really think of anything so far. Alright, so that's how you change the materials, and then say I want the entire thing to have just that one color, that one material, and there you go. The entire thing now just looks weird. And to put the material in there, the material code in there, the only way I found is that you got to take a picture of whatever you want. Just take a picture of the name and then just type it in. That's the only way I figured out how to do it. Alright, reset the E2. So we can get to the next thing. Body groups. This is the one thing that lots of people just can't figure out how to do. So, I recommend if you're going to put body groups on, spawn a different locomotive so you can see what body groups do what, so you won't have to just keep changing the code just to get what you want. Alright. So we'll go into body groups and you'll see all this stuff. It's all confusing. Now be aware, you can see on this nose 1, well, I'm just gonna put in the E2 code. So I'm just gonna take it from a different one. So you can see body group, that's what you type in. I just highlighted. Now put that in there. So body group 3, 1. Now the beginning of 3, like if I were going here, 1, 2, 3, that would give it number boards. Well, if I were to update this E2 and put this at the top, like that, you'll see, if it doesn't disappear, now that little bulb at the underneath is gone. So the 3, well, the first number represents this line. So, but this one, this is just 1. You set that to 1. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you know, all that stuff. Just the first number represents the first things you see in the body group list. Now, if we want this, you think, oh, I'll just put in body group number 1 on here. I'm just gonna let's do that. So body group 1 1. There you go. Now, body group now this that's body group 0. So if I type in body group 0, you'd see it disappears. So let's put some dynamic breaks on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I want 1, 2. Alright, so we want number 2. So we're just going to copy that E2. And this is where I'm going to count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 2. Eight, 2. So put that on there. As you can see, we got the dynamic brakes. But wait a minute. Okay, ignore that. Okay, ignore that. Whatever. I try to make. What I was gonna say is that wait a minute. Oh, here you go. What this is actually okay, yeah, but that wait a minute is actually needed. So you can see sometimes the body group 1 actually. So if I go down to here, body group 1 is not always. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm drunk. Shut up. Alright. I'm still new to YouTube. I stutter a lot. I make mistakes. But okay, so in some E2s, body group 1 will actually be, like, it'll actually be the none. Like, it happens where it'll, like, if I, hold on, oh god, I'm lost. Alright, like, if I go into here, and just, and, like, if I want to put that, sometimes that is actually body group 1. So, yeah. Let me think, is that the rest for holoclip? Yep, I think that's it for holoclip. So now I'm going to spawn a locomotive with a way more advanced E2 that I created. I made this E2 myself. So here we got a BNSF. So if I go into the line of the E2 code in here, here is the code. You can see there's a bunch of stuff. Basically what that's controlling is all the lines. It's in the C2, it's mainly just up and downs and cutting it. So we got the orange cab, but you know, the lines in the back. Okay. Now, this next one actually took me a little more time to get this E2 working. And this one is a little bit more advanced, and you'll see why once it spawns in. Alright, yep, I build heritage units. So this E2, this looks like this. This is just a mess of numbers that make that. Surprising there's not actually as many holoclips as you think. But you can see here, this green line goes all the way to the end of that part, but it doesn't go here. Ooh, why are you doing that? Well, has that always been there? Nope. Alright. So you can see that ends there, but so we're right at the same spot, but it doesn't end there on this side. That's because what I did was I split the train in half. So these are actually two separate halves. Now if I see which one is the green. That's 2. So if I change that to like a 1. Oops. Bad things happen. Well, alright. Alright, here's another example where I split it in half. Yeah, but yeah, just those are 2 separate halves. Come on. Alright, so here you can see that I also did this to where the top of the cab is actually the correct color of yellow instead of green. No props to change the color on top. This is how you can make Norfolk Southerns, because you know they have the white, the bullshit white on the top like that. And that stuff is like very hard to do. Like I got a constant headache from trying to figure that out, how to get the hollows correct. Um, and of course, here is a more basic. This one is a more basic E2. A Grand Trunk Western SD4-2, and the line of code, it's better. The eyes don't get an aneurysm when you look at it. You can see it's just using the normal 3 lines of code, and this is what the entire thing is. I'll let you guys copy this down if you want to make your own Grand Trunk Western. Alright. Because I do share E2s. Basically, that is how you use holoclip. If you still have any questions, just put them in the comments. Remember, I don't know how to add models to the thing. Well, pretty sure I do. I just don't want to do it because I like detailing it myself. But basically, that is how to use holoclip. So I'm going to say again, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. And if you actually want to meet me, I like basically every day I'm on the FCNN Trade Build East. I'm basically on this server every day. Here's me. And for some reason, I still have props, even though I don't have anything. So guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I really hope this helped you, because doing this just got you one step closer into becoming a professional train builder. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Next video will probably be a rail fanning video.